Hello, what culture? It's me, Simon Miller, and can you believe it? Even though we're only a week removed from the greatest Royal Rumble, we've now got another pay-per-view on Sunday, WWE Backlash. Remember when the company told us they were going to do less pay-per-views, they were going to dual brand these main events? Well, they did do that, but they're still going to make sure that less is most definitely not more. However, this is still fun and we can still talk about it, so there's only one thing to do. That's to sit down, enjoy this YouTube video as we predict WWE's Backlash. Let's start with the weirdest match on the show, which is of course Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn taking on Bobby Lashley and Braun Strowman, or in short, we've taken a bunch of singles dudes that could be in the main event and we've just made a bunch of tag teams out of them. It's almost a bit like we reintroduced too many new people and then shuffled the cards around, and now we have absolutely no idea where we're going. Who knows? Now, I actually like both pairings, and I believe if WWE actually put them into the tag team division, and they actually cared about the tag team division, then the tag team division would feel great, but that's not what this is. This is four dudes that need to be on the show, and again, they got lost in the shuffle because of the greatest Royal Rumble, so somebody backstage just went, well, we can put them all together, and they can do whatever the hell they want. With that said, I do bet it's a lot of fun. We all love Braun Strowman. Bobby Lashley is very good, even though he's not being booked very well at the moment. And of course, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are incredible, and this will be a fun encounter until eventually Braun Strowman hits Sami Zayn with his running power slam, and that will be it. And that's my prediction. Braun Strowman and Bobby Lashley win. And then on Monday, it will be as if this match never happened, and maybe, just maybe, Braun Strowman sets his sights onto Brock Lesnar. We'll have to find out. Get him up. Nope, wait, that's the wrong show. Jeff Hardy is also going to defend his US title against Randy Orton, and I tell you this, I'm ready to see where this goes. It's a damn sight better than Orton versus Jinder Mahal, which is what we were getting, and it just feels fresh. I know we saw it years ago, but that was years ago, so I'm excited to see what we can do here. I think they'll have a great match, and I'm also keeping everything crossed that Randy Orton turns heel. Now, Jeff Hardy will win his US Championship, but if that can be because of DQ, because Randy Orton does something dastardly, we can continue this past Backlash. Randy Orton the bad guy versus Jeff Hardy the super good guy. You can't turn Jeff heel because everybody loves him. That's a cool program. And go for a couple of months. And all of this would justify a ridiculous finish, or a false finish, whatever you want to call it, because Randy Orton's character would be born anew. It would just be a nice twist for the pay-per-view, and we haven't had a nice twist for a while. Not true. WrestleMania 34 had loads of them, but I'm only looking forward. So come on, Orton, be that dastardly guy I know that you want to be, I want you to be, and I think most people want to be. I'm a bit bored of you as a face. We're also getting the Intercontinental title defended at Backlash, and this one just seems a little bit too obvious. How on earth can The Miz beat Seth Rollins for that belt and then take it back to SmackDown? That means SmackDown would have both the US and IC championships. That ain't gonna happen, so Seth Rollins is gonna win. It should still be good though, and I'm kinda hoping that Finn Balor comes out and sticks his oar in. I don't think we can go on with two full heel turns in one show, but if we can start teasing it here, that means Balor and Rollins can continue their feud on Raw, and obviously Rollins is gonna need something, because The Miz is gonna head back to Tuesdays. Also, we can't carry on this pairing unless one of them changes up a bit, and that should be Balor. After all, he even said on Raw, look Seth, it's 2 wins against 2 wins, let's have the 5th match. They did, Balor lost, and there's your justification right there, and why you decided to interfere in his title match. And if you don't do that, where does all this go? Where does Rollins go? Where does Balor go? Because those two together would have run its course unless we sprinkle some change dust on it. But yeah, not much to think about here, or at least I don't think so. Rollins will retain, The Miz will lose, and it'll be really sad. And it's time to get worried, because of course we're also going to see Daniel Bryan taking on Big Cass. Now, if you remember how WWE treated Daniel Bryan a few years ago before he did retire, then you remember that WWE loves big guys, and you remember that WWE's Big Cass has only just come back, and it would be weird if he lost in his first match. That's where the fear comes from. So I do actually think that Bryan is going to lose, and I don't want that. I'd rather see the big tall dude get schooled by the really good wrestler. But can you see WWE doing that? No, you can't. So I'm going to predict Big Cass. However, I don't think this is going to be clean, or if WWE has any sense, it certainly shouldn't be a clean loss for the Bryan. If Miz has just lost his Intercontinental title match and is pissed off and is mad at Bryan given everything that happened with them before, why not have him come and interfere in this, distract Daniel Bryan, Big Cass can win, and then thankfully, or at least a little something, is protected when it comes to the yes men. Exactly, and it will suck because yes, Daniel Bryan should be higher up the card, but if this is where he is and we're going into the Miz feud, at least this all makes sense. And I realise at this point, I'm predicting Backlash to be one big show of interferences, but I don't care. I want certain results, or at least I want a certain thing I can take away and go, it's not that bad, Simon. because of X, Y, and Z. I just can't see him beating Big Cass. I just can't, because WWE is clearly really high on him, literally as well. He's super tall. WWE loves super tall dudes. You know what? Maybe they're right. Maybe Big Cass will go on to become one of the biggest superstars ever. I don't know. Just going with my feelings. Charlotte will also be taking on Carmella, and I think it will be decent enough, especially because we'll probably involve the Iconics and Becky Lynch and Asuka. They'll probably have a big schmoz. So yeah, you know, I think it would be decent enough. I'll watch it. I'll sit on my couch going, oh, it's wrestling, bit of wrestling, wrestling's all right. And I'm predicting Carmella wins. We've already screwed around too much with the women's division post-Mania, making some decisions we didn't have to make. And if you've got all the craziness going on outside, then Charlotte can be involved in that. Then Carmella rolls her up, classic WWE. But whatever, that will make sense. And we're not taking the title too soon away from Carmella, because you want to make that Money in the Bank mean something. And yeah, I know, more interference, more distractions. It's WWE. You watch the show, right? On the Raw side, when it comes to the women's title, we've got Alexa Bliss versus Nia Jax. And boy howdy, I'm really excited about this. Bliss is the perfect heel. I've got sympathy for Nia Jax, and she's the face. It's great. Much like over on SmackDown, I hope that Jax does retain, because you can't have Alexa win here. She's been too good of a heel. She's been too big of an asshole. I need to see her get her ass whooped. Also, Nia just doesn't need to lose yet. Doesn't feel like the right time. And it would be great if we could have one big massive squash match. I actually think Alexa could get away with that, and it would help Nia no end. But even if we don't do that, I actually think this could be a sleeper hit. Something to look forward to. It's our Universal title match next between Roman Reigns and Samoa Joe. Or at least I should be saying that, but WWE went and changed all the plans. So the Universal title isn't on the line, that's still with Brock Lesnar, and it's also shrouded this fight in mystery. And this gets even more complicated the more you look into it, because Roman Reigns can't lose. It certainly seems like he's going back to the well once again, and he's going to challenge for Brock Lesnar's championship. If he loses, what justification does he have to do that? But if Samoa Joe loses, he told us on last week's SmackDown that yeah, once he's done with this, he's going after the WWE title. Well, if he loses, how does he justify that either? So really, I have no clue what is going to happen here. WWE has booked themselves into a corner again. So with all that in mind, I'll just go back to tradition, which will be that Roman Reigns will win, because Roman Reigns always wins. WWE will do that, and then they'll just try and figure out all the rest later. And I actually think that's a mistake, because Reigns has lost all his momentum, and Joe has loads. But hey, Reign wins. Reign. I called him Reign. Roman Reign. That can be his new gimmick. There you are, WWE. Call him Roman Reign. Have a cool rain entrance when water comes from the ceiling. I've done it. I've sorted it out. Roman Reign. And then it's our main event for the evening, or at least what I hope will be the main event, and that is Shinsuke Nakamura taking on AJ Styles for the WWE Championship. Now, knowing Samoa Joe is waiting in the wings does make this a tad more interesting, because you'd assume, well, surely Styles has got to retain then, because you can't have a heel versus heel feud between Nakamura and Joe. Feel a bit weird. I mean, amazing, but also a bit weird. However, I'm going against that thought process, and I'm saying that Shinsuke Nakamura wins the WWE title. He needs it to justify his heel character. And Samoa Joe is Samoa Joe. He don't give a crap about anyone. He don't care if you're good, bad, indifferent, up, down, left, right. And also, AJ Styles deserves a rematch. So let's go into a three-way program, a triple threat match for the ages. Really, I just think Shinsuke needs to win it at this point, because it will put a lovely cherry on top of all the good work he's been doing over the last few weeks. So yeah, big call. Shinsuke Nakamura is going to end Backlash holding the WWE title above his head, and I'm going to love every second of it. Now, don't forget to leave a comment below and let us know who you think's going to win, lose, and maybe even draw at WWE's Backlash. Like, share, and subscribe. Follow What Culture on Twitter at WhatCultureWWE, and go and read more articles on WhatCulture.com. My name is Simon from What Culture, and enjoy Backlash. If you live in the UK, you've got a bank holiday the next day, so you can stay up eating pizza, popcorn, and sweets, and then just lay in, and then be like, I shouldn't have done that. I'm really, really old. That's just me.
Well done, you made it all the way to the end of the video. Now, I'm not just here to increase our market share with women aged 18 to 35, but to tell you to watch one of these other videos we've made that are probably quite good. So, go on, off you, that one or that one, they're both good. There you go.